Oh, wow, it's 4 o'clock, and I thought I was going to be early, but I'm really not that early. But anyway, hey, Rodinia. I don't know where the time went so fast. I could have swore it was like 1 o'clock, maybe 2. Now it's 4. Anyway, I've been itching to come on here. Hey, Leo. Leo smiles. That's cute. I like that. Leo smiles. Okay, so I got some new cards today. Okay, I have the Violet Veil, which I think is so pretty. And then I have this right here is What's the Tea? But I think this is a new version. Okay, they got some of the pictures it's been updated. What's the Tea? It's been updated. It's Oracle, 78 cards. Okay, and then let me see. Yeah, because here's What's the Tea, and then we have this one. So this is an updated version. Okay, I thought it was gonna come like this updated, but it came this way. So anyway, we're gonna get into that. But what I wanted to get into was the go back. I want to go back on that energy, okay, at Annie's, the dinner at Annie's, and then the energy surrounding the wheel, okay. Now, I was watching some videos yesterday, and I was watching a video she did on Nancy Guthrie from a month ago. I like to watch the late, okay, just to see what they say, compare them to now. And she was talking about what was discussed at that dinner. Now, she was talking about them requesting money or trying to get Nancy to go in on a project, some kind of project, invest maybe, okay, or maybe support, whatever. Anyway, and she refused the offer, okay. But my thing was, at this dinner, wasn't there other people there? Hey, Nancy, Momor, Michi, hello. And to all of you who are in the background, okay, it's okay. You don't have to speak. I don't speak either when I come to live sometimes, okay? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's okay. So glad that you could make it. And I'm like, why would you be discussing stuff like that? And you got other people at the dinner. I don't know. I said, so it compelled me, especially since I got my new cards, to go in and see what the energy was like. Okay, what was the energy? What was discussed? Maybe, okay, whatever I could interpret from the cards. Okay, and ooh, mouth is feeling a little dry. I've already mixed up the cards, but I haven't saged them. Oh, and this comes with its own tarot guidebook. And I was reading the interpretation. So I'm like, oh, we go to this because this is something new too. So this is what the cards look like. A pretty violet color. Okay, it may look a different color to you. I don't know if the lighting is right, but it's a nice purple violet. Okay, and so we get that violet, purplish violet, blue. You know. Okay, so let's do some saging, and then I want to sage on these too. Okay. And these look like, what's the tea? These look like this right here on the other side. Okay. So let's go in. My little strings are coming apart. and see what we get. I also watch Brian Enty, because you know Brian, don't be lying. Say. And so when I was watching him, and he was talking about the grievances, the complaints, okay, and the recall on the sheriff Nanos. Okay. Now, they said that they accused him of lying. They accused the sheriff of lying, pretty much his resume. Okay. Lying on his resume about the incidents that happened, and he said there were no incidents, and it should have been reported. Okay. Now this is just karma. It's karma. It's karma. Okay. And see, you can't run and you can't hide. It's karma. Okay. It is gonna come out some way, somehow. It's gonna come out. Okay. You think, okay, gotten away with it, and you got that false sense of security, and here we are now, looking at your background, going back in your past, and catching what they should have caught. Okay. That's pretty much what it is. So we're going to go by this guidebook on these cards and see what we come up with. You like this purple, huh? Isn't it pretty? I saw it. I'm like, ooh, that's beautiful. Okay. So, and it has the reverse meanings as well. It has the reverse, and what else? Let's see. Career, relationships. It has the upright meaning, the general description, and if you're reading in a relationship, how you may look at this card, and reversed and stuff like that. So that's pretty good information. It's like the book. How do you look at things according to what you're reading on or reading about? Okay. So with that said, I want to ask the cards, okay, about the energy. Thanks, Nancy. Oh, this your first live? You know, I was looking at my analytics, okay, and I was looking at my views, okay, and I'm like, you got this many views. Man, I'm telling you, the lives, y'all loving these lives, and I'm like, I'm loving that you loving it, that we loving it, because I like it. It's pretty cool because I get to converse back and forth in real time, okay. And I also like the comments, okay, because I read them faithfully every day, all day. I get a new comment, okay, I'm reading it. Yes, okay. So with that said, what can you tell us about the night at Annie's? What was the energy? What was the conversation? What was going on when Nancy went to her daughter's house? Nancy Guthre, who's been missing since, I take it, January 31st, okay, the 1st of February. She's been missing and hasn't been found since. 84-year-old woman with a pacemaker, and she went and had dinner at her daughter Annie's house. What went on? What was going on at that dinner? Okay, what can you tell us was going on? Oh, and these are like cards. Okay, so yeah, I could do that. Woohoo! Okay, at Annie's house. What can you tell us? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Yes. Ooh, nice and new. I just got to learn to get a grip on all these cards. Okay, I believe these are 78 cards. It's called Empath. Wait. Oh, that's the maker? Is that the maker? Hold on. Yeah. Dream Symbols Intuition. Designed by Darren T. Ellison and the Violet Veil. Empath Soul. See, it says Empath Soul right there. And then it's got the dreams and symbols and intuition. Okay. So let's cut the cards and see what can you tell us about the dinner at Annie's. What do you want us to know? Six of Cups. Ooh, Six of Cups. Six of Cups talks about childhood, the past. Let's see what it says in this book, though. Six of Cups. You may be revisiting your youth or seeing old friends. These happy memories can help you connect with their inner child and bring you joy. So that's what it talks about right here. So it talks about a joyous occasion. Okay? The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands talking about waiting. Okay? Waiting for something. Waiting for something. The Three of Wands. So this talks about opportunities, okay? This talks about plans, moving forward, okay? This talks about planning forward. Yes. So this may be an opportunity to travel, okay? So waiting for one ship to come in. I don't know exactly who was at the dinner. I figured there was somebody else at the dinner. Who it was, I don't know. Now, here's the thing. Okay, Nancy's birthday was like January 27th. Okay, so this was not too many days after her birthday. So it would make sense for her to have a dinner, a party, and have someone invited over. Okay, whoever that may be. Maybe it was a friend from the past. Okay. I heard that once that Annie went with Tommaso, okay? I think in the beginning they said it was conflicting. So I like to go back to the beginning because there's something about this case that's just all just jumbled up. And why is that so? You don't never, wow, England. Oh, Susan. Hi, Susan from England. Woohoo! So glad you could make it. Okay. So I don't know. Let's carry on. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles. Oh, an offer, an opportunity. So maybe there was some talk. The Ace of Pentacles. Oh, So this was probably an opportunity or an offer that was made, okay, to expand her wealth, or that's what they were presenting it as. Yeah. Okay. The King of Swords. Okay. Now, the King of Swords is not looking toward this offer. He has his back turned on this offer. Hmm. He has his back turned on the offer. What's up with that? Okay. The offer was refused. Okay. This right here is telling me that the King of Swords represents authority, logic, and disciplined thinking. He symbolizes fairness, structure, and mental strength. And because his back is going away from the offer, it's giving me the inclination that the offer was declined. Now, oh, that's relationships. Okay. The Queen of Swords. The King and the Queen of Swords. Hmm. Okay. What do they have to say about that? It's talking about staying honest and clear. It's talking about clarity. Okay. It's talking about clarity. So, yeah, the offer was declined. Isn't that interesting? Because this is going along the same readings as what the lady was saying. But I'm like, why are they discussing that? Okay. Maybe the lady left. Okay. Well, I don't know where the dinner was. Okay. I'm thinking now that might be why, because I tried to do a channeling. Okay. But I think I had too much coffee. But anyway, okay. I did hear the wheel. Now, I tried to channel this afternoon and I tried channeling last night. Okay. And it's funny because both sessions, okay, I didn't get anything really, but I did. What jumped in was the wheel. The wheel. Just like that. In those letters. The wheel. Okay. And it jumped in today, and I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't uh, um, dismiss it. I shouldn't be so dismissive of that because why is it jumping in like that? Strong, the wheel. So I don't know. Hi, Sin. But even though, and so even if they went out to dinner, okay, it's still dinner. We want to know what's going on at dinner because that's the last time she was sighted. Okay. That's the last time she was sighted. Okay, so let's keep going on. Yes. Ooh, death, the end. So clearly, okay, this conversation was over. The answer is no, clearly no, understandably no. There's no problem with me saying no. And she was clear about her decision. And we have the death card, the end. Oh, wow. And then we have the Three of Swords in reverse. So this ended that conversation, but it started something else. Something else started up. And it is the Three of Swords in reverse. What does this have to say about the Three of Swords being in reverse? Time to move on. Time to move on. It also talks about not coping in a healthy manner because she was not healthy, her heart. Okay? Interesting. Interesting. But it's spinning a story nonetheless. And the Eight of Cups. Walking away with what no longer serves you, walking away. So this is going the offer. She walked away from it. The Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles talks about inheritance. Oh, the wheel. The wheel. So there was something about the wheel. And oh, what did come up when I told you the wheel, okay? And I did ask because I told you it came up twice. And I was like, what's so the thing about the will? You're going to see your lawyer about the will in my mind. And I got to pick up documents. To pick up documents. That's all I got. The Nine of Pentacles. Having her wishes fulfilled. Okay? Nancy, the wheel. Ten of Pentacles. Was having her wishes fulfilled. Okay. Now this Nine of Pentacles, I noticed this lady is facing the future. Mm-hmm. The future. And the Eight of Pentacles. She was working on it. Oh, okay. She was working on that wheel. And then the Tower. And the Tower is right here with the Three of Swords in reverse. It didn't happen. There was a Tower moment. Okay. And the Two of Swords in reverse. There was a decision. Decision was made. Okay. And it's walking away from that offer. She decided to walk away. Ooh, wee. I like these cards. And the Ace of Swords in reverse. So Ace of Swords in reverse. Wow. Miscommunication. So there was something about the wheel that caused, there was a miscommunication about the wheel. Ooh, a miscommunication. So they may have took something she may have said, okay, and they thought it was in regards to the will, maybe something that they thought she was going to do that they didn't like or didn't want, but it was a miscommunication. That's not what she was talking about. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, okay, and the wishes fulfilled, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Mm. Hmm. Selfish. Okay. It's talking about selfish, okay, maybe not realizing, okay, but maybe the intent was selfish, but on whose part, I don't know. I would think because it's Queen of Pentacles, it would be on Nancy's part, okay? Hmm. She may have been going to get some documents and stuff like that. It may have been concerning her will, but it may not have been what they thought it was. And then we have the Hangman. Okay. And the Hangman is telling me that yes, they saw it, it was seen in another perspective. Miscommunication over that will, it was seen in another perspective. Wow. Okay, let me get some more room here. Oh, it was seen in another perspective. Okay. Okay. The Two of Wands in reverse. So the Two of Wands, okay, the plans were canceled. Of course, the plans were canceled because she came up missing. Okay, we got the Tower, the Three of Swords in reverse, and now we have the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, she planned on going to pick up the documents, let's so to speak. Okay, but it was she didn't make it. What is this? Two of Wands in reverse. Mm. Lack of planning. Okay, so her plans were hit. Okay. Maybe she was about to do something that may have been hasty. Maybe she didn't think it through. Okay. Uh, she didn't make it. There we go. Ten of Swords in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse. Mm, mm, mm. It talks about unrealized potential. Okay. It talks about struggling, and it talks about a new start. Okay. Well, this right here, it talks about, it's a 10. It talks about the end. Okay. I'm still trying to grasp. Okay. So let me move on. Maybe it'll pop in my head. The Nine of Swords in reverse. Ooh, the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Oh my. Um, it's talking about letting go of fear and guilt. Okay. It talks about, yeah, unresolved issues in reverse. Unresolved issues. There you have it. This is miscommunication. There was a misunderstanding, okay? And this was issues that have not been resolved. And the Ten of Wands in reverse. Now, the Ten of Wands in reverse. Burnt out. Too many responsibilities, okay? And this is going in the line of the Queen, okay? This is Nancy right here, okay? There were burdens, okay, that she needed to let go of. Like I said, okay, dropping your burdens is too heavy, it's too much. Taking the load off your feet, okay? And maybe that load had something to do with her will. Maybe. Oh, this talks about in relationships. And when I say relationships, I mean the relationship with her daughter or her family. This talks about carrying too much of the load. Carrying too much of the load. needing to let go of some of the load. So there may have been a situation in the family that was overbearing for her. And the Five of Cups in reverse. In reverse. Hmm. Moving on and forgiveness. So she's dropping the load. It's too much, okay? And she's going to move on. She just drop it and she's going to forgive. This card, it says, oh, I like this book. This is a positive card showing that you are recovering and learning from this misfortune, from the misfortune. Ooh, ooh. It's pretty deep. One more row. Ooh. You know what about the, okay, now I mentioned this before. And now, see, here's the thing. Okay, let me tell you what's going on. See, this is what pisses me off about this case. Okay. The stuff that they were saying in the beginning, okay, they are now saying now. Okay. As far as the droplets being on the other side of the door, they said this at the beginning. There were blood droplets on both sides of the door. And then I heard nothing else about it. Now they're coming in and they're telling you, oh, I didn't know there was blood drops on the other side of the door. They said this from the beginning, but they did not. They let everybody just go on what they're going on, okay? And they're not saying that there was blood on both sides of the door, but they did say that at the beginning of this investigation. I remember that clear, and I mentioned it. They also remember, I'm gonna tell you something else. Okay, McLean. Okay, let me tell you something else. Since you didn't sit up there, you didn't open up that can of worms. Okay. They also said about the backtracking on the interviews with Annie and Tommaso. Now, you may not have heard that right in the middle of all this, but that's what they said. There were some discrepancies, okay, because they said one thing, now they're saying another, okay, right? And then that got hushed up. So I'm waiting for that to come out. Yep. Why are they getting up with all this mixed stuff? But yes. Oops. Hey, from Phoenix. Hey, Rosemary. Well, here's what it was, okay? And why it's come up, okay? It's coming up. Is the fact that the sheriff says that they just thought that it was a simple, what did they say? They were looking at it as they weren't looking at it as a serious crime. They weren't even looking at it as a crime. They were looking at it as the lady walked away. She left. Okay, dementia or not, she left on her own recognizance. That's what they were looking at it. Now they're talking about blood being on both sides of the door. How are you going to go in there and look and see that there's blood both sides of the door And you're going to figure that the lady just walked away. That's why they're saying that. Does anybody make a shuffler that will hold the cards longer? What do you mean hold the cards longer? Hi, Monica. Now there's a shuffler. You would have to look Google because I've seen it. And I think they had one. I was looking at it. Okay. I don't know if it was on Temu or if it was just in general, but it was, you look up card shuffler. Let's see what they say about that. But yeah, that's what's the problem. How are you going to sit up there and not be alarmed when you see, well, even if there wasn't blood on both sides of the door, but there was. She's bleeding from the inside and went out and she's bleeding and the droplets go on, okay? I think there's even droplets on the little pebble brick little road in front of her house, okay? And then it stops, looking like she got into a vehicle right there, okay? Let's see. Uh-huh. Yeah, card shuffler machine. Oh, they even got a dealer? Yeah. Walmart. Oh, Walmart is only $6.88. What is this? Oh, wait. Yeah, so they definitely got some card shufflers. Got some at Walmart, some at Target. Yes, boo. Go get you some. Yes, Mary. Let me see. Wait, hold on. I think they got even where. Oh, look at this. Uh-uh. This will spit you out a card right there. Is that spitting out a card? That's at Walmart, honey. You can put 108 card capacity. It's a professional card dealer. Interesting. Ooh. Now, this doesn't look like it shuffles, but it deals. Okay. They won't shuffle longer. Well, why don't you take them out and put them in again? And they're for regular size cards. Okay. Well, you got limits. Okay. You're going to have to weigh them pros and cons, boo. And if it might, what is it, run on batteries or something? No, they're not for longer cards. They're for regular size cards. Yes, okay. What did she say? Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this. Makes a shuffler that will hold the longer cards. Oh, okay. I don't know where I went with that, but no. No. No, I don't see one that has a different size, sweetie, or that is adjustable. Don't get you to shopping. Okay, so that's what we're getting about this dinner. Okay, let's ask about the will. Okay, what can you tell us about Nancy Guthrie's will? Card flew out. Ooh, death. Okay. Mm. What can you tell us about Nancy Guthrie's will? The energy around her will. Okay. Was there something going on about Nancy Guthrie's will? What do you want us to know about Nancy Guthrie's will? What's the energy with that? Okay. Was there somebody, was they mad over the will? What is going on with Nancy Guthrie's will? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. This is the first time I've been able to shuffle like this, you guys. I've tried, and I finally, okay, yes. These cards are new, they're hard, they're thick. Okay, and thank you for your answers. So let's look at the wheel. Oh, shut up. This is the Five of Wands. This is conflict, okay? This is conflict. Ooh, about the will, not the will. Yep. This talks about competition, rivalry, okay? Conflict. Yes, this is a new deck. This is my The Violet Veil. I just got it today from Temu and it is working out good. Woohoo! Okay. So, and it came with a its own guidebook. You went out there, Miss Anna. Okay, so this talks about, and I know it, but I just had to read what the book says. Okay, now the thing about it is the um the Five of Wands tends to be is competition. Okay, it's fighting in the sense of competition, competing. Okay, you like them? Ain't they party? Okay, so that's what we got, you guys. Is the Five of Wands. Okay, so for some reason there was some kind of competition in the wheel, competing about the wheel, and the Two of Cups. Okay, so we're starting with an agreement. Okay, conflict. Temperance. Ooh, Impatience. Impatience. They didn't want to wait. Let's see. Temperance is 10:14. In reverse, imbalance, extremes, access. Ooh. Perhaps you are overindulging in food, drink, a behavior, or an emotion. My. The plot thickens. These are some pretty cards. I'm glad I got them. And the sun. Two major arcanas. So the sun is representing happiness, vitality, optimism. It also talks about energy. So it was like an impatient that was in a strong urge. The Eight of Pentacles. Oh, working on it. And the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Oh, wow. This talks about taking action, okay? And this is talking about working. This is talking in impatient. So there was an agreement to hurry up and take action. Ooh. There was an impulse to charge forward. Hey, Blue Rose Ramblings. Yeah. And the Page of Wands. And the agreement, the Two of Cups, hangs over the Page of Wands. Now, okay. I read before that I believe that was a time to take action. We got action here. We got action. Page of Wands. Let's see what it says about the Page of Wands. And they're both upright. Potential, adventure ideas. Interesting. It says the page signals a person who sees the potential in opportunities. He has a long-term vision but may have not acted yet. Maybe all he needs is a plan. Mm, mm, mm. A plan to take action and the wheel of fortune. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. There she go again, under the sun. This talks about selfishness. And the hangman. Okay, there we go. Okay. Remember we was talking about what was discussed at the dinner? Okay. And here it comes. They working on it because they saw it from another perspective. Okay. Yes. So maybe they thought she was being selfish. Six of Pentacles. And the Page of Swords. There go Chatty Patty. Chatty Patty never fails. Let's see what this book says about Chatty Patty. Page of Swords. Mm, mm, mm. This one talks about mental clarity. Okay. Now, this particular Chatty Patty, you see, she doesn't have the sword up. She's got it down. Okay. She's got the sword pointed down. Like she's thinking about it. Um, yeah. This talks about communication. And it was an agreement. Yep, yep, yep. Why do Cameron and Annie keep going to Nancy's house? Cameron? Or do you mean Tommaso? Because they're the closest. No, I believe Tommaso and Annie have been to the house more than one time. Yeah, I believe they've been to the house more than one time. They're not showing it, but yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. They went, who's they? Cameron, let me see. Because Cameron lives in a whole nother state. He visited on the 10th, on March 10th. Okay. Let's look on YouTube because I don't see it coming up. It may come up later if that's the case. It may come up later. Okay, so we got Chatty Patty and the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Reap what you sow. Investments. Okay. Nine of Cups. Now, this one right here is like the sun, the impatience, okay, on, okay, we got the Wheel of Fortune, okay, it's like what I have coming to me, okay, as far as investments. So it's telling me that yes, uh, there was impatience to get to the money, to the investments. Let's see what this book says. Seven of Pentacles and Nine of Cups. It talks about long term, yeah, investment. Something about the investments. Now we got the Wheel of Fortune. I wonder, have the investments matured? Was there some maturity in the investments? Because we got the Wheel of Fortune over the investment card. So there's some investments that may have come to fruition and they were itching, somebody was itching to get their money on it. Uh-huh. Vermont. Vermont where? Isn't there a state called Vermont? Isn't we got the state Vermont? That's all the way on the East Coast. Anyway, yeah, so it talks about investment. So let's look at Chatty Patty Communications, okay, and she's looking at the investments. So they were talking about, there was talk about the investments. That's what that is. Okay, look at Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. Mm, mm, mm. Oh. Oh. Ooh, something about investments, some investments. Okay. You know how you put in something in you wait what are they called? Bonds and stuff like that. You wait for them to mature, so to speak, okay? Hmm. So there was an abundance in the investments. And the seven of swords. Ooh, somebody trying to get away with it. Ooh, and they were working hard. They were looking at, oh, ooh, okay. So, and the hermit is looking at it too. Okay, so it's telling me that one person, the hermit, looking at, trying to get away with the investments. The investments. So she has some investments, and maybe those investments, the maturity, the money made off the investments, maybe she had put that in her will, or was going to change the beneficiary of those investments, something like that. He's currently in Arizona searching for his mom. Well, the weather is getting warmer, okay? The weather's getting warmer. And that means that the smells that were suppressed are now going to come out. Okay? Hello, Rose Whittingham. It may be. It may be. But it looks like she had some lucrative investments. And we have strength and justice in reverse. Ooh, and the investments is going over adjustment in reverse. So something, there's some, okay, let's get to the book, Justice. This talks about justice being in reverse, talks about a lack of accountability. Oh, remember they were talking about from the beginning, okay, that Nancy found out something or Nancy knew something, okay, something was going on, and that she had confronted at that dinner, okay. Bitcoin. Nancy invested in Bitcoin? No wonder they was requesting ransom in Bitcoin. Hey, Steph. Oh, we still in suspense, honey. You ain't missed nothing. See, I'm going back. We went back to the dinner. Now we are going on the wheel and the energy surrounding the wheel. And there's something about investments, an abundance of investments, and somebody's trying to get away with something. Somebody, the hermit. And the hermit card, the Six of Pentacles. Okay, generosity. Okay. That's where we are, Steph. You like that deck, huh? That's where we are. If you guys want to order this deck, this is on Temu, the Violet Veil. This is a nice deck. I think it was $10, $11. How much I paid for this deck? Delivered. Um, I'm trying to find the it's $13.56. I don't know how much I paid for it. Okay, but that's the price right there on Temu. And I must say it's well worth it. Okay, it is worth it. And it's free shipping. Yeah, free shipping. Okay, wait. Okay, so, oh, we were on injustice. Injustice. Oh. Somebody did not want to face the consequences. Okay, so I'm getting an investment. And the Four Cups. So, didn't like the offer. She didn't like the offer. Okay. She wasn't satisfied with that offer. But we got the Three of Cups, a celebration. The Seven of Swords, getting away with something, was celebrated. And the Chariot. Control. Okay. I'm getting, okay, that there was an abundance in investment, okay? And somebody was trying to get control of that investment or wanted control. Whoever the hermit is, okay, and everything's alleged, but it does bring an understanding. It makes a lot more sense. And because of Nancy's past generosity, okay, the past generosity of Nancy, I believe that they thought that this was going to, be a winner. Maybe they got and people tend to do that. You can say yes, 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 and that one time you say no, okay? That one time, it's all it takes is that one time to say no and see how they change up. Right. Thought she was going to go along with it, okay? You know what I'm saying? But I think, yeah, I think that it was the money, the investments, okay, which was probably incorporated into her will, or she was going to. Oh, oh. That may be what she was talking about to the lawyer. She was going to see the lawyer for. Everything's alleged, but it just popped in my mind that she was going to the lawyer to pick up the documents, okay, to put the abundance into the trust. To put it into the trust. Okay, so that is this person. Oh, okay, just had another revelation. This person may have been investing or helping her to invest, and it turned out lucrative. Okay, well, since it turned out lucrative, okay, it's only right that you give me some of that money. And she said no, allegedly, and presented it in the terms of an offer. And okay, um, uh, the investment, maybe put it into investing the investment. And instead of investing the investment, reinvesting is what it's called. Okay, she wanted to take out the abundance and put it into the trust. That means that this person will not have control over that money. It's in the trust. Okay. And when you put it in the trust, okay, you can't just, well, you can, but it will be illegal if the person doesn't know about it and consent. Well, the thing about it is, it could be an identical, okay, but you can't use that in the court of law. That's not going to hold up as evidence, okay? It can be, what do you call it? I didn't forgot the word for it, but it can be added with all the rest of the evidence that is not straightforward. Well, I don't know if they wanted to pay off a debt. I don't know what they wanted to do with the money, okay? But what I'm saying is, allegedly, and in my inkling from doing this, okay, is that there was something. Now that still doesn't justify the lady being abducted. Okay, see what I'm saying? Yeah, that one time you say no, watch out. See, here's the thing, okay, is that you might as well just say no. So the people know you're going to say no, okay, eventually they'll just stop asking you. See what I'm saying? But when you're saying yes and you're generous, okay, and stuff like that, and then the one time you say no, so it doesn't pay to be generous, obviously, okay, but we didn't stumbled onto something, okay? May have called the homeboy and said, you know what, man, we got to do this and we're going to do it today. Okay, I need you there. We're going to do this. Okay. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, you guys. Hey, Rye Sullivan. She might have. Let's ask about the investment. What can you tell us about Nancy Guthre's investment? What was the energy around her investments? Okay, what was that energy like? Nancy's investments. Okay. What was that like? Okay. When they say, what somebody keeps saying here, follow the money, follow the money. Yes. And we're talking millions of dollars, folks. We're not talking about $2 or $3. What can you tell us about Nancy Guthrie's investments, the energy around her investments, okay, that she made or someone made for her? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answer. Nancy Guthrie's investments. What do you want us to know? Something about the investments. Something about it. Okay, folks, going in, the investments. At the bottom of the reading, the Fool in reverse. The Fool in reverse. That's the first card of the deck. They got some spreads too. Let me see what kind of spreads they got. 4 cards. 1 card draw. Mini cross spreads. Okay. Anyway. Recklessness, naivety. This is about the investments. Caution. Proceed with caution. The Empress, the divine feminine, sitting on her throne. The Empress. Represents love, creativity, and fertility. Okay. Creativity, life, judgment. And judgment came for the Empress. There's judgment. See that little angel blowing the horn? It's facing the Empress. Interesting. And the Page of Wands. Okay. And the Lovers. Ooh, there we go with the Lovers. Let's look at this. The Lovers. Page of Wands and the Lovers. The Lovers is number 6. Ideas, choices, relationships. It represents harmony and mutual understanding. This also represents choice. Now, the Page of Wands is facing that, but she's not looking at it. Interesting. Okay, so the Page of Wands, I know I've seen it already, but we'll look at it again because I forgot. Potential. And the potential is headed in the direction of the Lovers. I don't know, y'all, because it could potentially have been the Lovers. Ooh, well, look at there. Wanting to move on to calmer waters with the Six of Swords. Uh-huh. The Lovers. There they go, all 3 of them in the boat. Trying to move on. But we got the Two of Wands in reverse. So it didn't go as planned. The plans were canceled, and the King of Wands, oh, judgment hangs over the King of Wands. Look at the lions. Oh, they look so beautiful. King of Wands. Judgment. So the Empress is over the plans, and the plans were canceled. But judgment is hanging over the King of Wands. Now, who is this King of Wands? Mm. Oh, now this is interesting. Now, the King of Wands, okay, in the upright position represents leadership, okay? But though he's not the most creative, He is the large and in charge person to get people to moving / workers to get the ball rolling. King of Wands. This King of Wands may not be the most creative, but he is an expert at taking an idea and turning it into reality. He is a leader that takes authoritative action to mobilize others toward a goal. Uh-huh. Death. The Hierophant. There we go. The Hierophant, okay, and the Lovers. Okay, look at all these major arcana. Ooh, it's talking loud. The Death card, the Hierophant, the Lovers, okay, Judgment, the Empress. Ooh, child. And the Magician in reverse. Okay. Oh. Now we were talking about the investments. Oh, the Hierophant. The key word is learning. Learning. He is the teacher. See him teaching the little kids. They sitting there. The teacher. The Lovers. Okay, you can't get no clearer than this. Okay, so we have the Magician in reverse. Mm, mm, mm. Manipulation, self-doubt. Okay, self-doubt could be holding you back from realizing your true potential. It could also mean someone is misusing their power to manipulate a situation. Somebody using their power to manipulate a situation. And the Death card talks about endings, change. Queen of Cups. So the Two of Wands, Queen of Cups. Who's the Queen of Cups? Okay. Sounds like that sounds like somebody who's emotional. Mm-hmm. Yep. Nurturing, kindness, compassion. Yes. And the Ace of Swords in reverse. The King of Wands is going over the Ace of Swords in reverse. It's in reverse now. Mm-hmm. Miscommunication. There's the miscommunication, y'all. There's who took it the wrong way. Yep. So there's a miscommunication and judgment surrounding the King of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. There goes the investment. There's the investment. And it is the end. Death to the investment. And this investment is looking, this man is facing the past. And the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. Okay. Here comes some more masculine energy. And this is talking about the investments. Okay. And we have the King of Pentacles. Okay. We haven't come across the King of Pentacles. Here he is right here. Leadership, prosperity, and wealth. So the Hierophant, this is like giving me the inclination that this is who the Hierophant wanted to be. He wanted to be the King of Pentacles. He wanted to be the baller, shot caller. Yep. That's it. That's it. Interesting. Okay. And there it is. Trying to hold on to something with the Four of Pentacles. He was trying to hold on in a manipulative way, trying to hold on. And the Four of Wands, there goes the planned event. There go the planned event. And the Six of Cups, the generosity. So it's like there was deceit or miscommunication in the generosity that was being a misunderstanding. And there's the devil. And there's the chain. You see the two people? They're chained to the devil. And the investments is going over the devil. And the Page of Pentacles. And the Three of Swords in reverse. So I don't know what is going on, but there's definitely a misunderstanding in regards to the investments, the wheel. There's a misunderstanding, a miscommunication, okay? But nevertheless, the devil was in the details. So in other words, your motives were not right, okay? There's manipulation, okay? There's manipulation. Now, I didn't get the Seven of Swords, okay? Somebody trying to get away with something. But I do get a chain to the devil and the death. The investment. Here's the investment. Let me show you, okay? This is how they're going. Here is the devil. The investments. There's the investments. The tree of money. There's the investment. And then there's death. Actually, it's going this way in my view. Because there's death. Yep. There's the investment. The end of the investments, okay, being chained to the devil. And the generosity being given to the devil. So, it sounds like Miss Nancy was nice. She was a giving person, okay? But she was given to the wrong person. Now, I don't know if she realized it, came to realize it, or what. I don't know. Maybe that could have caused the refusal in the offer, okay? Everything's alleged, my interpretation. But, yeah. What Rye had a question. Why wait 50 days to talk about it? Why wait? Well, see, that's the I don't know what you're talking about, okay? But it in my mind, okay, that's the problem. Okay, why wait 50 days to bring it back up? Okay, there's stuff that they have brought up at the beginning of the investigation, okay, and then they got quiet, completely ain't said nothing about it, and then now here we go, just like the blood being left on the inside of the door as well as the outside. They said that at the beginning of the investigation, okay. Now talking about the doors being unlocked and she living, they just now saying something about it. It didn't come up at the beginning. There's stuff that they're saying now that didn't come up before. Now, maybe they said something and didn't mention it out loud. Maybe they're coming, I don't know. But it sounds like shutting the door after the horse has left the barn. Right. Information will slowly trickle out. They're slow. Now, see, the thing about it is, it's like it's like this case will never be solved. But I have a funny feeling that this will be solved. This case will be solved. Okay. Oh, and before I go, okay, this is a good deck, though. You guys like that, huh? Yes. We have to save this for another round. Okay, but I wanted to use the What's the Tea Oracle. These came in today too. They both came in today. Okay. So this is a updated version of this right here. What's the tea? Okay. What's the tea? It's what the cards look like. Okay. So Before I go, don't forget to thumbs up the video, you guys, okay? Can we get to 100 thumbs up? Just because? Before I leave? Okay. So, with that said, I want to ask, what is the T on this Nancy Guthre investigation? What is the T on this Nancy Guthre investigation? We went all the way back to the dinner party, okay, which brought up the will, okay, which brought up the investments. Mm-hmm. What is the energy, current energy, with the Nancy Guthre investigation? Abduction, missing persons, okay, kidnap. What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers. Nancy Guthre, what is the T on Nancy Guthre's case? What do you want us to know? Woo-wee! I wonder how many cards was in this deck. I think, let me see. This one is 78. Yep, 78. And this one is 80. Is it 80? I think, yeah, an 80 card deck with keywords. Okay. So this is 78. This is 2 cards shy. Did I cut the cards? Okay, now I got to shuffle again. What can you tell us? One more time and cut the cards because I forgot. Okay. Nancy Guthre investigation. What's T? What is the T? There we go. Okay. It says heart fog. It talks about mixed emotions, unclear feelings, wishy-washy. Mm-hmm. Slay. Succeeding, on point, and killing it. So the investigation, okay, and it's dominating the competition. Oh, okay. Graduation date, it's leveling up, okay? Lessons learned and they acquired wisdom. That's good news. Mm-hmm. Key player, important person playing an essential role. Somebody's playing an essential role and they're irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. To the left, to the left. Ooh, booty call. Ooh. Beck and call, sexual invitation, all about the sex. Uh-oh, somebody, I can't show this card. Okay, we're going to leave that card like that. Because okay. Even though they wearing some clothes. Throwing shade, criticizing, disrespect, and judgmental. Sorry, not sorry. Unremorseful, avoiding accountability. Ooh, neglecting responsibility. Who that sound like? Throwing hands of disagreements, hostility, animosity, conflict, and fighting. Frenemy. Oh, frenemy, not the frenemy. Fake friends. Two-faced it. Hidden intentions. Okay. Not the frenemies. Tea time, gossiping, spread rumors and drama. Okay. Thirsty. There are also people seeking attention, needing validation, desperate and pushy. Okay. My boo. Official status, exclusive relationship, seeing each other. Okay. So while this investigation is going on, okay, booty shaming, body shaming, body shaming, low self-worth, negative body image, feeling judged. Numbing, self-medicating, drinking away problems, distracting with substances. On blast, outing personal info, being called out, public humiliation. Ooh, who that sound like? Ooh. Spiritual narcissist. Ooh, she got a gun. And she spiritually egotistic, spiritual manipulation. Ooh. Is that the divinity abuser? Tomatoes. Sneaky link. Somebody's got a hidden lover, low-key situationship, side piece. Do it all. Do it all. Trash. Rejection, taking out the trash, kicking it to the curb. Okay. So this right here, okay, I might have messed it up when I didn't know if I cut the cards right, because this is hung up, fixated, obsessive attachment, focusing in. Okay, this sounds like a lover, fed up, a relationship, over it, not having it, frustrated. Okay, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, so it's like here and there. Okay, on this let me go in. Okay, hold on. Before you leave, real quick. Okay, can we get a thumbs up? Can we get a thumbs up, please? People in the house, can we get the thumbs up? We're trying to get to 100 thumbs up before I leave. Okay, but I want to go in with the original deck. Okay. And this is what it looks like. Can you give us the tea on the Nancy Guthre missing persons case? What do you want us to know? What's that energy like? What can you tell us? What is the tea on the Nancy Guthre investigation? And thank you for your answers. What do you want us to know? Nancy Guthre investigation. What is the tea? What's the tea? Caught a case. Somebody caught a case. Says of sexual infection, sexual disease, and rash. Ooh. We might know somebody's business we ain't trying to know. Dodging bullets, blocking bad energy, escaping toxic peoples. Haters can't touch you. Thank you. Okay. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, people, before you leave out. Ooh. So there's some shine. Somebody's shining. It's going to be radiate with truth. Your light triggers darkness. Stay unapologetically you. Okay. Maybe that's a message for the sheriff. Unapologetically you. Okay. And then we got a thief in the, okay. There's a thief. Security. There's a thief. Rob, loss, death, physical and emotion, physical or emotional. And played out. Okay. I wonder, is this the energy of the lovers? Ooh, they having problems. Legal issues. Oh. Facing court matters, paperwork, and delays, dealing with the authorities. Ooh. Somebody's being an impersonator. Yep. Somebody is copying the style, obsessed, okay? And I get the energy of the money. Impersonator. They want to be the money. They want the bag. Okay? Shot caller. Always partying. Okay? Shots always shots every weekend, okay? No time for you. Dirt digging, okay? At the same time, the police is digging up dirt, snooping for secrets, trying to expose you, and tables may turn. There go the thief. That's going over the thief. Oh, so they got some pictures we don't know about. Photo proof. Okay, caught in the act, evidence saved. The truth is in plain sight. Child services. Child services, okay, there is a child in danger. The family is being reported. Somebody's trying to dust something off. And someone's ignoring. Somebody's been left on read. Somebody's ignoring the messages, okay? Bad reputation. Uh-oh. Didn't I tell you somebody want to be boss daddy? Stable rich. Business owner. CEO. Ooh. Oh, this is dirty, dirty. Threatening. Power plays. Controlling presence. And you feel unsafe. Look at him. Stashing his gun in his waistband. Obsessive lover, clingy and controlling, can't let you go. It's karmic. And then and stalking at the same time, lurking online. Okay? Crying over you. This sounds like a relationship. Somebody's feeling ignored, okay, because somebody, okay, is paranoid, stalking, looking on the internet, probably watching us now, okay, while you are being ignored, okay. Clout hungry, maybe they egotistical, okay. Viral or nothing, lives for attention, okay. Yep. So this sounds like numerous people, and I'm pretty sure we can put a face to this, to these different clues. Everything's alleged for your entertainment purposes. My interpretations, but nevertheless, stay blessed. Bye.